Hi, I'm Jenny, and in today's video, I want to treat you with something special because you deserve it and I deserve it. I think we all deserve it, so let's get started. Right, so I think some of you might already know that I love me a good moon phase, but moon phase isn't always just a moon phase, though it's a beautiful complication. It isn't something many would consider overly complicated beyond that, and that's why I want to show you 3 different moon phases on 3 different watches that all come with a special twist. This is future Jenny from editing, so I get a lot of people asking me about the wallpapers in our office, and I took some amazing photos of the watches from this video today, so you can just click on the link in the description box, put in your name and your email address, and I will send the wallpapers to you. You can use them on your phone or wherever you want. You can print them, whatever you like. Just use the link in the description box below. And I would also like to thank Kuta 1825 here in Stuttgart, Germany for letting me borrow these watches for today's video. I don't think it's possible to talk about moon phases without mentioning Lange und Söhne. So here it is, of course, the Lange und Söhne Lange 1 Mondphase. This one comes in a white gold case with a diameter of 38.5mm, a thickness of 10.2mm, and a lug-to-lug of 47mm. So definitely IBWC approved, as you can see here on my wrist, for example. Something I always love about Lange watches is their side profile with this sort of belt-like looking brushed part on the side that sits in between the rest of the polished case. The lug design is pretty much straightforward and ends in a padded black alligator strap with a matching white gold pin buckle. Its dark dial is made from solid silver, and you get your well-balanced and well-known Lange und Söhne layout with your main time display taking up most of the space on the left side, a digital big data at around 1 o'clock, your power reserve indicator next to it, and arguably the star of the dial, the moon phase with the small second at 5. But before I want to get into the moon phase, I want to turn the watch around for a second and show you the movement on the back. What you see here is Lange's caliber L121, so it's hand-bound with a double spring barrels and a power reserve of 72 hours. Though most of it hides under the 3/4 plate, we still get to see the hand-engraved balance cock, which is a highlight in itself if you ask me. But right, so now let's get to the best part, the moon phase. First, let's just take in the fact how absolutely stunning it looks against the dark dial, which is why this variation is my absolute favorite here. But what's even better is that this isn't just your, standard moon phase display. What you get here is a beautifully crafted moon phase with a blue color gradient underneath the sparkling moon and stars. So you get a bright blue sky during the day and a very dreamy, starry sky when it's nighttime. So this moon phase here reproduces the so-called synodic month, which is a month that lasts 29.532 days to an accuracy of, hold on, 99.998%. So once you have said it correctly, this moon phase will deviate from the actual position of the moon by only 1 day every 122.6 years. Right, so next up I want to show you a moon phase that could perhaps be called the opposite of what we just saw from Lange, the Endeavour Perpetual moon from Moser. Besides the dial, I would say its display is very, very minimalistic, so let me show and tell you what's behind all of this. The Moser comes in a very nice and heavy 42mm rose gold case with a thickness of 40mm and a lug-to-lug of 48mm. Given the lug design, I would say that I can just get away with it with my wrist size. Its case is elegantly brushed on the sides that are being interrupted by these hollowed out parts, but you also get this very nice bezel sort of step up to the dome crystal on top. And on a side note, on this watch you also get a slightly convex case back crystal for the added comfort. And so when we flip it around, we get to see Moser's caliber HMC 801, a hand-wound movement with a 1-week power reserve and all the other beautiful goodness that comes with a Moser movement, like the finishing and the balance wheel, for example. The sparkly stuff you see on the dial is aventurine and is meant to represent the starry night sky through which the sharp rose gold hour and minute hands slice through. Right at 6 o'clock is where we get the very minimalistic moon phase that just hangs out there, perfectly contrasting the shimmery and sparkly rest of the dial. But I would say that this moon phase is really a wolf in sheep's clothing, because this one is one of the most precise mechanisms on the market right now. After a simple adjustment with a small pin, the watch will accurately depict the phases of the moon with a 1 day's deviation every, and now get that, 1027 years. So yeah, we could all just come back to this video in like 1,000 years and I'd be like, I told you so, because that's how accurate it is. And if rose gold isn't your thing, you could also get this one in a white gold version, which are both limited to 50 pieces. Lastly, I want to show you a Moonphase that I can only describe as a Moonphase that feels very wholesomely loved by its watchmakers, the Jaeger-LeCoultre Master Control Calendar, with its 40mm rose gold case, a thickness of 11mm and a lug-to-lug of 47mm. It is definitely still within what I could be able to pull off on my wrist, though it's really on the edge, I would say. The flanks are nicely brushed and you get a really nice thin bezel that lifts up the crystal, and instead of a black alligator strap, this one comes with an, I would call it an espresso brown one, but also has a solid gold pin buckle to close it like the other two in this video. There is surprisingly a lot going on the dial for a Jaeger-LeCoultre in my opinion, but I like how it doesn't feel stuffed or like, you know, packed or crammed in, but instead actually pretty contemporary. As the name Master Control Calendar gives it away, you have your day and month display in the middle through these small rectangular windows, but also a date that is indicated through a very slim hand with a red little tip that looks like the underlining of the Jaeger-LeCoultre logo. But what actually made me say cute out loud with this one were the little loom dots above the hour markers and the hands. I don't know why, but I thought this was so unexpected on this watch, but I do really like it. And again, before we talk about the Moonphase, let me flip this watch around for you and show you JLC's caliber 866 AA, which looks amazing. You got the skeletonized rotor, the finishing on everything, and a surprisingly small balance wheel that makes this watch look even more sophisticated than it feels on the wrist to begin with. Anyways, let's flip it back around and talk about the Moonphase. So at first, what you see is a classic Moonphase with a small second at the center. The backdrop is in this beautiful dark blue with a rose gold moon and stars surrounding it. And I mean, that sounds solid, but not too exciting, right? Well, that's only partially right. Remember when I said that it feels like it is loved? Well, let me show you why. So they love their Moonphase so much that they didn't want to have it covered by the date hand, so they made it skip this entire section, so a jumping date, so you have an unobstructed view of the Moonphase. And I mean, I don't know about you, but I think this is absolutely genius. Combining a calendar with a Moonphase and letting the Moonphase be the star of the dial is such a beautiful take on this complication, I think. And that was it, 3 Moonphase complications, each with a very special twist about them. I don't know about you, but I did have a bit of a rough past couple of weeks, and I simply needed something very beautiful to look at and cheer me up. So I thought I would share this with you. Anyways, let me know which one of these 3 is your favorite in the comment section down below. If you have enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this, you can subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!